All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, as you can see on the screen here, and I'm sure you saw in the thumbnail, we've got some Revo Army Dragon action lined up for you today. This is a really fun leader to mess around with, and yeah, it's going to be a pretty chill, lighthearted video lined up for today. I will say that. This is meant to be more of a shorter video, probably in like the 30 to 45 minute range. You know, short for this channel. But it's probably going to be like a 30 or 45 minute video. We're not going to be doing a VV Lab today. We're not going to be doing a topic of the day. We're going to be jumping straight into business. All right, guys? We've got 5 games on the sim of Red Dragon, and then we are going to head over to the deck list. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down, and we'll check it out from there. Okay, guys? We'll wrap it up in that way. Now, real quick before we get into this, excuse me. Today, the 14th, at least at the time of recording this video and putting it out, it's the 14th. We're going to be doing a Dragon video, okay? A video on Dragon. Tomorrow is the 15th. We're going to be doing a market watch for all the new OP09 stuff, okay? That should be pretty interesting, pretty spicy. But then after that, I think for the next 1, 2, or 3 days after that, I'll try to make it fit within like a 3-day time period. We got to get caught up on some of the VV Labs. We have so many VV Labs to go over that are getting kind of old now, right? It's like, okay, we got to get caught up. So the next 3 videos, actually, well, hang on. Remember, today's Dragon, tomorrow's the Market Watch, but then the next 3 videos after that, we are going to be getting caught up on all of the VV Labs. So many people submitted extra videos, like more than one. We got to get caught up on all the extras, okay? So that should be a lot of fun, guys. Get to check out a bunch of crazy, different, interesting ideas with decks and stuff like that. See a bunch of community submitted decks and all that good stuff, okay? That'll be a lot of fun. Now, let's get into today's video. We're going over Dragon today, guys. This is a leader that it never really got off the ground, really. It never really saw any crazy play over in the East or West, for that matter. And I think because there were a few things that hurt it, and I'll try to explain that as we're going through today's video. Like, a few things that I don't think were necessary. A few things that I do not think were necessary. Like, for example, right before we start this, I'll explain it. There's one major one that hurts it, and it is the fact that Lindbergh, the 4-cost red Lindbergh, and the 3-cost Morley, red Morley, those cards have triggers to come into play, but only if your leader is multicolored. It makes no sense, guys. That's just the way they decided to do it. I wish they had at least just locked it to a Revo Army leader so you could play it in red. Well, I guess you can still play it in red and black Sabo. Obviously, you can play red yellow Sabo. But with Red Dragon, you know, with Red Dragon, got some Hannibal Lecter action going on here. But no, with Monkey D Dragon, you know, he can't get full access to his triggers, and that really hurts him, because that could have been something very cool within the red color pool for Revo Army, at least in my opinion. We're doing like a mini topic of the day right now, I guess, but that would have been a really cool theme within the red color pool locked to Revo Army, where it's like they had red triggers. You know what I mean? I think that would have been really cool, really interesting. But oh well, it is what it is. Let's do this, guys. Let's get straight into it. We got a game. The first game up here is against Shanks. We got Dragon versus Shanks. Let me make sure the volume is off and the speed is on 2x, and we are good to go. Here we go, guys. Now, this first game is not meant to be anything crazy. I just want to kind of show how this deck can flood the board. So just understand, this game you're going to be a little annoyed with, I think. I'm just predicting. So watch what happens here, guys. I swing 5. He's going to use the leader effect. This person took quite some time to determine, like, wait, what's he going to play next? Maybe a Zoro and add a Dawn to it? You know, like, I think that was their thought process. Like, maybe he's going to add, like, a Dawn to Zoro and swing for 6, and they want to be able to get out of both attacks, but it's not anything like that. I'm just going to slam down the 4-cost Emporio Ivankov and say go. They swing 6. We take it aggressively. They play Lucky Roo. Now, watch this, guys. This is like some of the potential that just Revo Army has. Not even necessarily just with Dragon, but that Revo Army has. So I play out the Ivankov. I'm going to go minus 1,000 to the Shanks. I'm going to use Deathwink. I'm going to use Deathwink. That is a 1-cost event that gives one of your Revo Army characters plus 2,000 for the turn, and then minus 1,000 to one of your opponent's characters. And so what I did, that was a 1 Dawn investment to give my Ivankov plus 2,000. And now that Ivankov, the 4-cost, is a 7,000 power character, I'm going to cheat another body into play. So watch this, guys. I'm going to cheat a body into play with the effect before I attack, and it's Lindbergh, and swing for 7, and now watch, they just leave. Very unfortunate. That's what I was saying. I had a feeling some people would be annoyed with this. This person just kind of gave up. It is what it's not a big deal, right? This is just you know, casual sim. This isn't ranked or anything. But with that in mind, I just want to kind of show you guys how this deck can really flood the board. And I showed this in Red Yellow Sabo quite a bit. I show it in Red Yellow Sabo often, I feel like, whenever I run a Revo list or something, you know, something that's at least like half Revo or something. However, in this specific situation here, this was a good example of how even going second can be a very powerful curve. If you go, you know, turn 1 Bello Betty would have been nice, but we got that from our life, unfortunately. And then turn 2, right into our 4 Dawn Ivankov. Turn 3, there's a nice little combo to show off that I just did there. If you could go Emporio Ivankov into a character, and then the Galaxy Wink plus 2,000 to your Ivankov, cheating out another character and then attacking. I put 3 characters on the board in 1 turn. Right, I put 3 characters on the board in 1 turn, and not just that, and I also, you know, am going to be able to swing twice, and that was just on my 3rd turn. So very, very powerful, a lot of potential there. I just wanted to show that off real quick. This was not meant to be like a crazy serious game. Okay, all right. Next up, we have a more, you know, a more honest game here, not something that just ends real quick like that, something a little more serious, quote unquote. It is Magellan, but this was a pretty interesting list, and I think the pilot was very good. So here we go, guys. I am running the stage. I'm going to trash a Bunny Joe to do a top 3 search. I snagged the Morley, and you know, I'm going first, and we do, I think typically speaking, we do want to go first as Dragon, but going second, like I said in the last example, is not that bad either. We trashed the Kuma. I don't think he's going to be very handy this game. We snag an Emporio Ivankov, and we've got triple Karasu in hand. That's actually a little bit too many, right? I'm going to 1K counter out. I don't want to dip too low in health against a Magellan deck. I don't know how big their curve is going to be. I trash another stage with the stage we have to do a top search, grab a 2K counter, play out an Emporio Ivankov. I was very, very tempted. I had 2 actual very good hang on. All 3 of those options were good. So pause right here, guys. What would you pick in this situation? I choose the Ivankov, right? I already showed that part. I choose the 4-cost Ivankov, but that was actually a little bit greedy in my opinion, because, for example, I could have played out a Koala, and then I'm going 5 into 3 and 5 into 3. There's basically no way he's saving that the Mina Chihuahua there. Or I could play out the Ivankov, playing for the next turn, which is fine. And then last but not least was the Bella Betty, and I can get a search and like get some extra hand advantage. Because remember, guys, I played out a card from my hand, it spit out another body, and then the body, if it's Bello Betty, I can search and like refill the card from my hand while filling up 2 characters on the board. That's actually very, very strong tempo there. So all 3 of these options were extremely relevant, but I decided to choose to go with the one that's going to help me generate a little more tempo, especially going into next turn. Okay, so let me see. Oops, I hit play, right? Oh, it's not moving. Hang on. Sometimes it does that. It like locks up. There we go. So I go ahead and play out. I go ahead and cheat out the Ivankov there, and we're going to swing 5 into 5. He knows he can defend out now, so I think he does. We'll go 5 into 5, 5 into 5. He gives me a 1K and a 2K. Very relevant information. Okay, so we're going to go Magellan here. I'm going to trash a card. Or, excuse me, we both lose a Dawn there. He's going to go 6 into 5. I'm going to make him swing everything into that. Yep, 6 into 5. Now I'll let it go. So I got 2 attacks out of that. It saved me a life card, and I almost got to save my character potentially. I probably could have if I wanted to there, but would it have been worth it? I don't think so. So we'll play out the Karasu here. I have a lot of choices that I can make here, but I definitely... So I'm trying to do this the right way, guys. It takes me a while. I mess up quite a bit this game. Or you'll see in quite a few of these games, I'm kind of still getting used to the leader. There's so much you can do with that leader interaction. So I swing for 7. He gives me a... did he take that? Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. We got to go backwards real quick. He takes it. So he takes that hit, and now I'm going to attach the 2 Dawn to the Ivankov, and I'm going to cheat out the Inazuma, and I'm going to see if I can start getting some cards from my opponent's hand. I'm saving the Karasu in my hand. Okay, now I use the stage. I'm going to do a top search here. I'm going to go 6 into 4. There's probably no way he's going to save that. Yep. And then 7 into 5. And now he's down to 3. I have a pretty decent board here. It's nothing crazy, but this is still a very relevant board. So 6 into there. I'm going to give you guys a hint. I'm not running many 2K counters. I've been known to do that with my my decks that run red. I have been known to be a little bit greedy with the 2K counters. I may or may not be running only 4 2K counters, guys. So anyway, we'll talk about that more later when we get to the deck tech part. So right here, I'm going to play out the Karasu, -1 to the Magellan. Very annoying. This Magellan here is something I'm going to have to deal with. So he's going to, I swing for 7 into 5 now. He gives me a Gum Jet Gatling. So now I'm actually going to just go for the whatever his name is, the Sanji. That's fine. We'll trash the last card. We get a Bello Betty. We'll do some searching next turn. Because, guys, I still have 4 life, so he can't just, like, rush me down real quick. If he does try that, I'm going to draw a lot of cards. Okay, so he's going to go Lin, pushing Karasu back to life, swing 6 into 6. I let him have it, because I have a Bello Betty next turn, right? And I can't save the Ivankov from the second attack. He chooses not to attack at all, because he doesn't want to give me any cards, but it's too late for all that. Okay, Bello Betty searches up Ivankov. Ivankov searches up Karasu. I'm back to almost, pretty much a full board. I've got a Galaxy Wink in hand. I still have 4 Dawn left for the turn. I may or may not choose to use my stage here. It's hard to say because I actually think my stage is very relevant here. Or, excuse me, the Galaxy Wink is very relevant. I decided otherwise, and I grab a Monkey D Dragon. So that's a pretty good replacement for the Galaxy Wink for now. There was definitely an argument to keep the Galaxy Wink, though. There was 100% an argument to do that. But, guys, I'm up to 6 life. I'm up to 6 life. He's up to 5. But my board is stronger. He doesn't want to attack in because he knows I'm just going to eat his board up. I'm now, in these situations, this is where the little 1-cost stages where you trash a card to do a top 3 search. Those stages are insane in this situation where you reach like a stalemate. They're actually just so good. So we'll swing in for 5. We knew that was going through. We're going to swing in for 7. Then we're going to swing in for 8. Okay, I choose not to swing in with the Ivankov. I actually like that a lot better. And I'm up to 6 life. Hey, do you want to attack my Bello Betty? You got it. It's yours. That saved me a life as well. And now he has 2 attacks. If he turns those Charlotte Linlin cards sideways, I'll probably just run them over. Right? That's kind of the logic here. That's the idea. Okay, let's see what he chooses to do next. His back is up against the wall. He needs to get like a Kaido or something at this point. So stage search. Look who it is. Good old Ivankov. We're going to slam it. We're going to play this another Lindbergh out. And now I'm ready to take my opponent down to like basically 0. You know, I'm ready to take him down to 0 life or down to 1. So we'll attach 2 over there with the leader effect, swing 8. So he swung 7, swing 8, swing 8. We're going to get this guy down to 1 or maybe 0 life. And then there's just no way to survive next turn, right? Because number 1, you can't rush me down. I have 6 life. You only have 4 attacks. And then number 2 is I have 2 characters you have to lock down as well. So he kept 1 life. I think he does wrap it up here pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly. But there's just not much. Okay, Sanji, that was a good... he rests down the Ivankov. Seems good. But the issue is he only has... Okay, so he swings for 6. We take that. We're just, we're going to take all this. Anything he wants to attack into, he can have it. But what we're going to do now is we have Dragon here, the 8 cost. We're going to swing 7 first. See what this gets out of his hand. Okay, that's not a good sign for him. We'll attach 2, swing for 11. I was using it as an 11 to get whatever he had out of his hand, and then I was going to attach 2 over to the Lindbergh if he somehow survived. Like, say he had a Gum Giant, he would have had to trash the other card in his hand, right? And then he would go up to 9 and get 2 cards. So he'd have to get exactly a 2K and a 1K or a 2K and a 2K or something like that. And then he has no cards left in hand, and I can finish off in that way. So, that I felt like that was the best bet. Who knows? You guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. But it worked out just fine. Good stuff. That was a fun one. Okay, next up we have a game versus Enel. Don't worry, we don't just have weird, janky, random leaders. Don't worry, guys. We got some fun one, or some more meta relevant leaders as well. Okay, so versus Enel, go wide. That is the name of the game. I know soon, I think soon I'm going to be putting out some kind of series talking about how to beat each leader. I'm going to try to do like a little mini series on that because I know people like those videos. And I haven't done one in a while because I did one for like exclusive, pause, hang on. I've done that for like Red, Yellow, Saba where I go over how to beat every single leader pretty much that you could ever run into. But in a more general statement or in a more general video, I'll try to cover that in a future series, like a little future mini series on how to deal with each leader, the best ways, the best cards against them, the best way to deal with them. Okay, so we slam Ivankov. That's like one of my absolute favorite cards. We get a Bello Betty down. We do a top 5 search for another Ivankov. Seems good. Is that what that was, or was it the Lindbergh? Hang on. Okay. Yep, 5 cost Ivankov. Seems good. So good, actually, guys. So good. And we're not going to swing with Morley yet. If he has the Lindbergh, or excuse me, if he has the Nami, or if he has the Gadatsu, he has it, oh well. I don't want him to get any extra value, because he's going to remove, you know, whatever he can there anyway. Okay, we play out another Ivankov. We're just flooding the board. Now we get a chance to play out the stage. We're going to trash the Kuma. Kuma's not going to come in very handy in this matchup, but the 5-cost 6K Ivankov will. It absolutely will. Okay, so we're going to swing for 5 here. He's on 6 Dawn. He'll be on 8 Dawn next turn. I want to get him down to 1. Okay, if he wants to Rygo, you know what I mean? That's fine. If he wants to play a Rygo this turn for full value, I still have all my other attacks coming in. But I need to get him down to low life. And I need to try to win this game. I need to focus on winning this game in some upcoming turns here. Okay, so he actually, I think he KO'd the wrong character in my opinion, because that Morley is unblockable. Okay, so we're going to trash the 4-cost Ivankov here because I have 2 others in my hand. Don't need all those. But guys, it's always slam 5-cost 6K Ivankov. So I might attack first. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I need to do that first to play out a Karasu. I was going to say, just in case I get a Karasu, I did need to do that first. So I'm doing a little bit of math. I need to see what I can do here. But we're going to go in for 7. See how he deals with this. So now, okay, he takes it, which is smart. You should always take the first one. Now the ball's in our court, right? So we've taken the initiative. It's like, okay, I'm going to swing for 7. He decided to take the first one. Okay, he just gave me the blocker. Very relevant. And now we're going to swing in for 9 into 4. He's going to take that. He gets a Frankie trigger. Not bad. And then he's going to draw a card. However, he must gain life this turn. He has to. There is no other option. If he does not gain life this turn, the game's just over. Okay, swinging for 5. Telegraphing. So he is either going to be playing out a Katakuri, a 9-cost Yamato, or a 10-cost Ace. There's basically no other play possible. So 5s, 5s, 5s. Okay, so I have to counter out very aggressively here. He's going to get rid of one of them with the ace. Seems good. And now here we go. We got the 4th Ivankov, guys. I think we got the 4th Ivankov. But is it really that surprising when I'm running all these Bello Bettys and all the event searchers? And I even hit a Bello Betty on one of my searches. So it's like, you know, I don't think it's all that surprising. So we're going to go 8 into 4 here. He's going to take it. He is going to choose to, let's see if he gets any trigger. Usually what happens, so he gets a Rygo trigger, pops my Morley. It is what it is. That's usually the thing with yellow. It would be a very decent matchup if you could turn off triggers for the turn. It's too bad there's not some kind of effect that can just nullify triggers for the turn where they just can't happen. That would be so nice. You know, it'd probably break, you know, a deck like yellow. It'd probably make it where it's like unplayable. But that's okay. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, that would be crazy. Because that is like the main thing that keeps them in the game. So I have to do some math here. I swung in for 8. He's down to 5 cards. Remember, guys, he had... At the beginning of this round, hang on, we're about to go back after this. I'm swinging for 7 into 4 here. He takes it to go down to 0. Did he get a trigger? It's always going to be, hey, did he get a trigger? Of course he did. It's Rygo, though, so we'll take that over the others. Now we're going to use the effect here. We'll trash the Fire Fist. We'll do a top search here. I probably should have grabbed a 2K counter. Just to be honest, guys, I should have grabbed a 2K counter. But now we're going to slam down, I think, the Ivankov. Yeah, we're going to stay aggressive. We're going to get out the Karasu. Your turn. I'm basically saying, hey, do you got it or do you not? Like, do you have it here or do you not have it? That's what it's going to come down to. Okay, I'm not going to give him these characters for free. He's going to have to give me everything to save these characters, or to get rid of these characters. Okay, real quick, though, before we go any further, I do want to look at something real quick. At the beginning of this turn, watch this, guys. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in hand. By the end of the next turn, or whatever it was, he was down to, let me hit play, and this is where he cheated that out. He was down to 4 cards in hand. He drew up to 5 for the turn. Is speed on 2x? Yeah, it is. Okay. 5 into 5. So like I said, he's going to try to take my board. I'm not letting him have anything. He's going to be able to get rid of some with the ace plus whatever he plays out, which, by the way, spoiler warning, of course, it's going to be another ace. Okay. So there's that. Again, I'd rather save life at this point than anything, so he can't just rush me down on the following turn if things happen. Okay, yep, he's going to do that, swing into there. I had a feeling it was going to be like that. That was the idea. So right here I have an option to either try to go for the board, which is very unrealistic, by the way. Very, very unrealistic. So we're going to do a top 5 search at first, and I think I'm going to grab the Galaxy Wink for the extra damage, or for the extra potential, you know, power, because I have to have everything go through here. Okay, 1 Dawn invested here. Karasu, we're going 7 at 4. I'm saying, hey, do you have 2K? Because you're going to need it. He does have it. He had 0 cost 3K plus a 1K. So now he's down to 1 card in hand. He has 4 life. 6 will go through no matter what. Now let's see what kind of trigger he gets. Okay. No trigger. No relevant trigger. And now we're going to go 6 into 4 because he only has 1 life or 1 card left. Okay. And now see what he gets. Nothing can save him at this point except a blocker. We're coming in for... The only thing that could have saved him there was you're the one who should disappear or some type of blocker. That's it. So he didn't have it. We bash in for 11. GG. That was a fun one. The way to deal with with Enel is Ivankov. You know, I'm said it backwards there. The way to deal with Enel is Ivankov. Flood the board. Go as wide as you can. Use your Bello Betty searchers. Use your stage to get the bigger cards. Trash all of those little cards. Like 2 cost Inazuma is not going to help you. Because what are you going to do? Pop their 2 cost Shirahoshi? Because that's just going to gain them a life. It's going to gain them a life. You don't need it. Use the Bello Betties as soon as possible to search up the better cards like Ivankov. And just go flood, go board wide as soon as possible. Okay, we got 2 more games, guys. We got 2 more games. We got a purple-black Luffy here. Let me go speed 2x. Volume is off, and here we go. Now, like I said, I do think it is more desirable to go first. Let me move my mouse around real quick, guys. It's doing that thing again where it doesn't go away. There we go. I do prefer going first, but hey, they took first for me. It is what it is. We can't do anything about that. I'm going to counter out a little bit early here because I do want to keep my life pretty high. Okay. Very nice top deck there. We didn't have a much better play anyway. So we're going to swing in for 7, try to whittle their life down a little bit, put them under a little bit of pressure, or they can give me some counter power. We'll take that as well. Nope, they take a life. We're going to play out the Kuma. That can pop a 2,000 power character or lower. Even if it couldn't, like if it could only pop like a 1 or something, I would use Galaxy Wink if I had to. Okay, so they're going to play out a Zoro here, or excuse me, or Koala, Galaxy Wink, whatever I had to next turn is what I was trying to say. They're going to play out a Zoro, cheating, and then get a Kamazo from that. So they couldn't do it in the other way, or could they? Hang on a second. We got to go back. Did they make a mistake here? Let's check real quick. So they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. So they had to, so the Kamazo card that he just had out has, if you return a Dawn card during your turn, once per turn, you can pop a cost 2 or lower character on the board. However, he could not play out the whatever his name is there, the Kamazo guy, first and then play the Zoro to return Dawn. Because he only has 6 Dawn, it would cost 4 to play him out, and then he'd only have 2 Dawn left. So he did do that in the correct order, even though it might have seemed like a play mistake. It was just a very, very technical play. Okay, so Zoro coming out, and then, like I said, directly after that, the Kamazo guy comes down. He's going to swing for 6. We're going to take that one. I don't have a lot of 2K counters. I don't want to use those up early. We'll play out the Emporio Ivankov. Again, a lot of very relevant choices there other than the Koala. Like, we could have done a Searcher or got a card with more tempo. We chose to go with the more tempo play. Okay, so let's see what they do next. This purple-black Luffy's very interesting. I've been seeing a lot of people playing this lately. I've been seeing this pop up quite a bit. Very interesting. Okay, one thing I want to draw your attention to, guys. Okay, pause. Notice all the 2K counters on the board. They have a 2K counter Kamazo, a 2K counter Usohachi they just played to rest one of my characters, a 2K counter Black Maria. In the trash, there's a 2K counter One-Legged Toy Soldier, and underneath that is another 2K counter Black Maria that I already KO'd earlier. So this is a very high 2K counter list. At least that's the way it seems. Okay, so let's see what they choose to do with this, though. Okay. They're going to attach a Dawn to their leader. They're going to swing for 7 into 6, and they only have a 6K and a 5K left. I'm not letting them have my best character right now. I need to keep fighting for the board. 5 into life, I will take that. Okay, I cannot play out the trigger because my leader is not multicolored. Okay, very annoying. Very annoying with the Kuma card there. Okay, now let's see what happens next. And we will talk about that more at the end of the video. Don't worry, guys. Okay, so we're going to go 7 into 5 here, popping the Usohachi. You might be thinking, why not pop the Black Maria? Well, I want him to think that Black Maria is surviving. So I'm actually telegraphing that I don't have an answer to Black Maria, right? So we have some mind games going on here. I have the answer in my hand, by the way. I'm trying to telegraph that I don't have an answer for the Black Maria. I just want to get these cards off the board. So that way he might defend a little bit differently. It might not matter in certain situations, but in this situation, I did want to at least, go for it. Now watch this next play here, guys. This is pretty interesting. Let me not spoil it. We're going to get some more cards on the board, though. So attach 1 here. I didn't do the best job at allocating Dawn with my leader effect this turn. I kind of messed it up a little bit, but we will get the full value from it at the end here. Okay, play out the Ivankov, leader effect, attach 2 over to the other Ivankov, or to the Ivankov we just played, cheating out the Kuma, popping the Black Maria. So we have fully taken over the board. The board is ours, not for long, I'm sure, you know, because Purple Black Luffy has access to Gecko Moria. They have access to all kinds of different stuff. I mean, they could have played a 10-cost Luffy right there for all we know. You know, like, there's so many different options. Or even the 9-cost Luffy. So now he's going to go 7 into 5. Okay. I think I'm actually going to very aggressively counter out of that. We're going to very aggressively counter out because I can put on so much pressure right here, it's not even funny. Right, we're going to go 7 into 5, pop your blocker, because that was the whole point of me countering out, right? So he loses 1 blocker, he goes down to 7. I'm going to attach 2 here. We're going to swing for 7 first, I think. It's kind of dangerous to play the character out first, in case they, I don't know why I attached 2 on there. That was just a mistake. Pause. That was a mistake, in my opinion. I don't know why I attached 2 on there. I think I must have got sidetracked and forgot that I already had 2 on. That made no sense. Just understand right now, guys, that made absolutely no sense to do that. Okay, so right here, we're going to swing for 7. Maybe I was trying to see if he'd use the blocker, and then I would load everything up on my leader or on the Ivankov. That might have been the logic there, but it was not good logic. Not a fan of that. So he doesn't have any way to get out of it. Still a very good game. And remember, guys, I have not used my leader effect yet, have I? Actually, I think I have. I think I had used the leader effect. So again, I'm not really sure why I didn't go in for more there, or why I did not just cheat out the Inazuma and load the 2 Dawn on Inazuma to get another 6k attack in. But hey, at the end of the day, it ended up working out just fine. I'm not sure what my thought process was at the end there. I don't agree with swinging for 9. He took it anyway, so it didn't get any counter power out of hand. So it's like swing for 7. Then I could, you know, cheat out the Inazuma, attach 2 to him, swing for 6, and then swing for 7, swing for 7. Like, there were just so many attacks I could have done a little more efficiently. But it happens, it happens. Okay, one more game, guys. We got a game versus Purple Luffy. Okay, this is a long game. 16-minute game. Let's speed it up. Volume's off. Speed is on 2x, and here we go. Guys, I'm telling you, this leader is decent, especially in this meta. I think it's actually decent. I don't think it will struggle at all versus Blackbeard. I think this deck will just literally ragdoll Blackbeard. I could be wrong. We'll have to see. I haven't done any testing yet, but I think Blackbeard will be one of its better matchups. Shanks, I think, is very doable because we're moving around 2 Dawn at a time. So we're getting around his leader effect pretty decently. And then on top of that, we're flooding the board very aggressively. So, and it can deal with Purple Luffy. I showed a matchup against Enel. We'll have to see against Dofi. I didn't go against any Dofis. There's just not many on the ladder right now, guys. There's not many on the casual sim. But, you know, hey, that's fine with me too. I like having a break every now and then. So I swing for 5. He gives me the blocker. That was smart. You know, it was just a free block. I was seeing if he would do it or not. You always have to check, right? It's a free attack. Why not? We're gonna do a top 3 search with the event there, or excuse me, with the stage, and then we're gonna play out the 4-cost Ivankov. And guys, if he cannot deal with this Ivankov, he is in deep trouble, right? That Ivankov just floods the board so aggressively, and we love to see it. We love to see it. You know, with the way that things are with the deck right now, I would really like... Okay, pause. All right, quick little brainstorming session. I really wish they would print a red 4-cost 5k, you know, Revo army card that was basically like a Trafalgar Law, the 4-cost 5k promo law that does, instead of doing, take the counter off of him, and instead of him being a 4-cost 5k that does minus 2,000, make him be like a 4-cost 5k with no counter that does like minus 3 or minus 4,000, like a miniature Fire Fist that establishes a body. That would be really awesome. Okay, enough of that. Back to the game. Let me see. Did it start? Yeah. Okay. So they search up the 4-cost Zoro with that Sangoro there, or excuse me, with the Trafalgar Law search. They're going to swing for 6. I'm actually going to block out because I'm about to fill the whole board up, guys. We're about to fill up the entire board. At least theoretically. I guess I could have whiffed right there potentially. That was very close. I almost whiffed. That basically was a whiff if you think about it. So I think we're going to attach to... I've got some ideas on what I want to do here. Let me trash the Kuma first to do a top 3 search with my stage. Grab the Dragon here. Dragon's going to be a good way to close out this game at some point, I'm sure. Then we can attach 2 to leader. Swing for 7. Let's see what he gives me. Okay, gives me the counter there. Well, now I'm going to attach 2 here. I'm going to cheat out the Karasu, and I'm going to go 7 into 5. really punished him for playing out that character. That's going to cost him a 2K 2K. Is that what that was? I think that was a 2K 2K. Yeah, Kamazo and a Sanji. That hurt. He saved the character, but at what cost? Because we still developed a Karasu, we still have an Ivankov and Inazuma. We have a lot of stuff going down on the board right now. We're in a very good position. I probably should... So, okay, hang on. We got to go back real quick. Hang on, guys. All right, back, pause. So right here, I was actually considering pulling the trigger on the Galaxy Wink. And I wish I had now, looking back. I think I should have pulled the trigger on Galaxy Wink. So what I should have done is this. Swing for 6 with Dragon. Not 7. Even with the leader effect. Hear me out. Swing for 6 with Dragon. They're going to use the blocker like we saw them do, so they can do a 1K counter. And then I'm going to, with the Ivankov and with the 1 remaining Dawn, I'm going to pay 1 for Galaxy Wing to plus 2,000 the Ivankov, minus 1,000 to the kid, and now I can go 7 into the 5 like I did. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, with Dragon the leader, let me see if I can click on it and see if I click on Dragon here. Okay, right there. Yeah, it says give up to a total of 2 of your current attached Dawn to your characters. So I could have literally gone with the 1 Dawn that was attached to the Dragon. I could give 1 Dawn, because remember, it's up to 2. I could just give the 1 Dawn to Inazuma, so it could have been 7 into the Captain Kid, and then 5. So it had taken 3 cards out of hand. So just a slight, I think there was a more optimal play there, guys. I do think there was a more optimal play. Okay, play. Here's where we left off at. Just, it's always good to analyze those situations if you find a better play, I think. So my Emporio Ivankov, there's no way that card's surviving. He's got a 5K leader or 6K leader swing coming in, 6K Sanji, and an 8K Luffy Taro. We're gonna take, and we're gonna take, guys. It is time to get very aggressive, and then maybe we can start battling for the board. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see what they decide to do here. 8K in the face, we're taking it. Yep. And look at that. Oh, Morley that I can't play with the trigger because my leader's not multicolored. So dumb. Like, Dragon is literally, spoiler warning, guys, that's the leader of the Revo army, right? And he can't even play out his own Revo army characters in his own color. So annoying. Anyway, it is what it is. I'll try not to complain anymore about it, but it's just so annoying. So now they play out the 9-cost Linlin. They're going to push back the Karasu, which was the right call. Not the 5-cost 6K Ivankov, the Karasu. The Karasu's a little more dangerous. Okay, so we're going to go Bello Betty to start. We still have 8 Dawn for the turn. We're going to snag a Fire Fist. We're going to go for some board control here. Fire Fist and Galaxy Wink and Lindbergh. If I had Lindbergh down and Karasu and all that, that's a lot of power manipulation, right? And if I had access to all those right now, this board would not be doing so hot. Okay, but I've got an idea here. I'm going to swing 8 into 6 and see what he gives me. He's flirting with 1 Dawn open like he might have a 1-cost Gum Giant. But he might not. He could be bluffing, and he gives me the blocker. So that tells me right away that I'm pretty sure he's bluffing. I can't prove that, right? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he's bluffing. So we're going to go 8 into 6 now. He lets that go. Well, if that's the case, then we are definitely going to try to clean up this... we're going to definitely try to clean up the Luffy. So -4 there. I only have 3 Dawn left for the turn. I don't know how I want to do this. I really don't want this card to survive. So I'm going to go 4 into 4 first and see if he tries to save it. And then from there, and he does. He gives me a 2K counter. 2K counter, very relevant. Okay, so let's use the stage real quick and see how we want to do this. Nice. 5-cost Ivankov for next turn, so I'm not too concerned about overextending here a little bit. I'm going to play out an Inazuma and go 4 into it, and this was an absolute chance. I sure am glad that worked, guys, because if it hadn't, I would have been in deep trouble, right? I'd have been in a lot more trouble. But I had to chance it. We went for it, and here we go. Okay. Because there was a safer play for sure. There was definitely a safer play where I just go Galaxy Wink and just smash into a Bello Betty because it would have gone down to a 3 and Bello Betty would have gone up to a 4. And I would have had 2 Dawn left for the turn with a Galaxy Wink. So, okay, 6 into 6 here. I'm going to save that to the best of my ability. Okay, not going to be able to save it anymore, but that's okay. We got to save. Look at it like this, guys. We got to save 1 character. Like realistically, what he should. Wow. Okay, so that was gutsy. So I think he should have gone 6 into 4. I wouldn't have saved that, and then he could have gone 9 into 6. It'd have been gone, and then 10 into 4. It'd have been gone. Like my whole board's gone. Right. I think that was the right play, to be honest. However, he has decided that he's running low on gas over there. He's running on empty. So let's see what happens here. He actually swung at life. Okay. All right. If you say so, we're going to trash the stage to do a top 3 search with the stage, and we're going to go ahead and snag a Inazuma. We're probably going to play out a... actually, we might have to start going for the board here pretty aggressively. And we have the Koala. We've got a lot of ways to deal with this board. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're going to go for 5 at face. He has to respect my board still because I could potentially try to go for lethal or something like that, right? So 5 and a 1 tells me a lot. It's like, okay, so wait a minute. So you definitely are scared you had no counter power in hand. So in other words, he had been doing the math. He had been doing the calculations, and he was scared that I was going to be able to take him out there. So plus 2,000 to the Inazuma, minus 1,000 to the, what's her name? The Linlin. And we're going to go 10 into 8. And this should be able to go through pretty nice, you know, pretty easily. We're going to swing 2 Dawn over to the Inazuma. We're going to swing 6 and a 5 into the leader. And now we're going to play out the Ivankov, grabbing a Lindbergh, replacing the Bello Betty, and moving the dragon to the front. So, guys, not that we'll ever see that dragon, right? I don't think the game's going to go on that long. Okay, so he's got 7 Dawn left. He swung for 5. He's going to swing. Watch this. He almost messes up. You need to play out the Sanji first, return the Dawn, tap whatever you want to, it doesn't matter, and then add a life card to your hand by ramping a Dawn, and then you can swing for 6. That's what he just did. But bad news for him, I have the 2K counter. He's going to swing in for 7. It just doesn't matter anymore. He's going to go up board, but I think it's a little too it's too little too late. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. So I do a little check right here into the actually I reconsider. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I might need to do a search for Karasu. We need to see how we're going to do this. How are we going to swing for lethal? So again, I'm doing some math here. I'm like, I need to do the stage first. I think, okay, so I go 2 into 2. That's fine. We get that off the board just in case, because we technically could potentially clean up the board right here. But part of me wants to go for lethal, right? A large part of me wants to go for lethal. We've seen a lot of 2K counters, a lot of them. So here we go. I need to use the stage first. Very good. Okay, so we're going to drop the Kuma. We don't need that. We grab a Karasu, but the Karasu's not really going to help us in this specific situation, I don't think. So let's see what we choose to do. Okay, I think what we need to do is go for, it's going to be 7, 7, 9, I think is what it will be. Or 7, 6, 7, 9. I think that's what it will be. Okay, he takes that. I'm going to attach 2 to the Inazuma. I'm going to swing for 6. Gives me a 2K. Very good. Now we're playing out the dragon. Swing for 9. Or swing for 7. Swing for 9. Do you have it? The answer is no. He only had 1K counter left. Very close game. That really came down to it. But one thing I have to say is, yeah, he did technically have one pretty big play mistake, in my opinion, not going for the Inazuma, trying to rush down my life. But if he goes for the Inazuma, he's still playing into my game plan, and then I could start going for his board. And how long can he keep up with that? Judging by his hand, remember though, I wouldn't be going for his life. I just let him draw all those cards from his life. It changes the dynamic, but still a very, very good game there. That was a fun one. All right, that's it, guys. So that was it for the dragon deck here. Let me go ahead and move my head out of the way. So check out the list. I'm going to run through it real quick, and then we're going to talk about it. So this is the leader, of course, dragon. And I'm running 4 Inazumas, 4 Ivankov, the 4 cost, 4 Karasu, 4 Koala, 3 Kuma, 2 Bunny Joe, 4 Bello Betty the Searcher, 4 Morley, 4 Lindbergh, 4 Ivankov, the 5 cost. This is the all-star, by the way. This is just the star of the show. I don't know how else to say it. Like, this is the absolute MVP of the deck. At least in my personal opinion, it's so good that it makes me run it in red, yellow, Sabo. The value is just simply too high in my opinion. But anyway, so there's Ivankov, 3 8-cost Dragon, 3 Fire Fist, 3 Galaxy Wink, and then 4 of the stages called Revolutionary Army General. I think it's called Revolutionary HQ or something like that. Revolutionary Army HQ or something like that. But anyway, like the actual definition. I mean, I can read it right here, but the actual card, I think it's called Revo Army HQ or something like that. Either way, got the Revolutionary Army General Headquarters here. Very good. And this thing was pretty nice, guys. I was doing a lot of searching because the faster I get to this card and drop it down, the better. That's how that goes, guys. The faster I get to this card and start dropping it down, the better. And Dragon can't even chain these into life to get multiple effects from them. But at the same time, maybe it doesn't need to, because it was just, if you can get to all, think about it, if you're going through Bello Betty searches, top 5 searches, and then top 3 searches every turn, if you're getting to 2, 3, 4 of these a game, which is not that unrealistic because of all the searching you're doing, What's the downside? You're cheating out all these huge bodies. You're getting to your crosses faster. You're getting to everything you need faster. And like I said, it's too bad that red doesn't have a few more Revo Army cards. Like, let me type in Revo and click red. There's not a whole lot of options. There's definitely, Inazuma, the 4-cost banish card instead of the Rusher. This is something to mess around with. Maybe drop down to 2 Inazumas and go down 2 of the 3-cost Inazumas and go up 2 of the 4-cost ones. There's definitely an argument to be had there. There's definitely an argument to mess around with the 6-cost Sabo, because we're running quite a bit of power reduction, guys. Think about it. We've got minus 1,000 here, minus 4,000 here, minus 1,000 here, minus 3,000 here. We have quite a bit of power reduction, but I do still wish we had a little bit more, to be honest. Okay, I think that's about it, guys, because there is one more thing I want to show you. Let me see. I want to look if there's anything else really to look at. Oh, and you can modify this list however you want to. This is a pure Revo Army only version that you're looking at. Everything in here is Revo Army. And I did that for a few reasons. Number one, just to keep it consistent. But number two, the biggest reason was to make a very, very strong, beginner-friendly, budget-friendly deck. Guys, check out the price of this deck. I think it might, maybe it won't surprise anyone, actually. Look at the cost of this deck, guys. Under $30 for this package. Now, it would be even less than that if this card did not cost $6 a piece right now. So literally subtract $18 from this. Like, replace, if you had to go super budget, you could just remove, I would keep at least 2. I'd keep at least 2 dragons. So remove $6 from here and just replace it with one of those Banish Inazumas or another Fire Fist, whatever. And now you're down to like a $20 deck, guys. An under $25 deck. Really, really solid. See, just to kind of show you guys, we'll go minus 1 dragon and we'll go up 1 Fire Fist. Okay, a $23 deck. Seems good, guys. And this is a great entry-level deck. If you're like a newer player, you can do work with this. And think about it. I'm not saying it's like the best deck in the format. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that like this is a deck that is very strong. And think of it like this. Like, say you're building up to building Shanks. Like, say you're trying to get enough money to build up Shanks if you're playing on a budget. Okay, well, this is a great list to do that, because let me go back the other way around. So for $30, you have the beginning of this list here, and you're working towards 3 dragons, which you can run in Shanks if you need to, right? It just has a lot of potential there, guys. It has a lot of potential. Okay, all right, I'm pretty much done, guys. I'm done rambling. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I always love to read the comments, as long as they're respectful. None of the crazy ones, please. Just normal comments, guys. I'm a human being too. But here's the list. Tell me what you guys think about it. I want to know what you think. Like, yes, hey, this is a good leader, but I think the biggest thing, let me say that. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one more thing I want to say before I end it. This is the #1 reason that this leader is struggling, in my opinion. Because look at this. Oh, trigger. You may trash 1 card. If your leader is multicolored, play this card. Same thing with Lindbergh. You may discard a card. If your leader is multicolored, play this card. And then same thing with Kuma. If your leader is multicolored, play this card. It says mixed color, multicolor, whatever. Why? I don't understand. I'm so annoyed by that. Why couldn't they just lock it to Revo Army? Because I think that would have been fine anyway. For any future red-yellow decks that might come out, well, now they can use Morley or Lindbergh. But guess what? All 4 of these leaders you see right here, the 2 Sabos, the Bella Betty, and the Monkey D. Dragon, well, all of them can get the effect of it, except Dragon, right? So even like, how do I say this? It's weird to me how like a red-blue deck or a red, like let's just say Marco. We're just giving an idea, guys. Even Marco can cheat this card out because he's a multicolored leader, right? He's a red-blue leader. So like I could run this in exact package in Marco, and I'd be able to get more value from the Morley. Now I wouldn't be able to get the full value from the Koala. By the way, only 1 2K counter in this deck, or 4 of them. One of them, it's a Koala. I'm only running 1 version 2K counter. Because guys, it's meant to be aggressive. If you're here's what I came across when testing this deck out. If you're not going face, and if you're not starting to win the game, if you're not keeping up tempo and momentum, you're losing anyway, right? So those 2K counters, yes, they can help you fight for board for sure, but at the same time, how's about just let the card go, keep your hand size up, and then just flood the board the next turn. That's my logic. That's my logic on it. And if your opponent wants to try to start blitzing in and going for face, that's where you've got the Bunny Joe here for blocker power. And I will say it doesn't have much blocker power, because look at Revo Army, guys. I mean, there's for red For mono red, there's only one blocker on this entire Revo army list. I mean, yeah, you could run something from another type, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. Let me look through real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Bunny Joe. Maybe that's what red needs. Or maybe that's what red Revo army needs. Maybe it needs a card like Chopper. Let me go. Let me do it like this because I didn't load in all the cards yet. Like, maybe Revo needs some type of version of this. Like, maybe Revo needs a 4-cost 5k, 1k counter blocker with a Dawn ×2 minus, minus 3,000 for the turn. I mean, literally, yeah, just go up +1 for everything. Just go up +1 for everything and make it a Revo army type character. Okay, but yeah, so that's very unfortunate that we can't run this card in Dragon and actually get the full value from it. Because like I was saying, let me go back to Revo now. With all these other that's another thing that really hurts this leader. Like, okay, we don't get access to, 3 different very relevant triggers. And any future triggers that are printed the same way. However, Red Black Sabo, Red Yellow Sabo, and Red Yellow Bella Betty, they do get access to all those triggers. And I think that's the main difference. Like, I don't think it's the fact that, like, oh, but they also have 2 different colors they can dip into. I don't think that even matters, right? I'm not saying it's irrelevant. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter as much as just, not being able to get our full tempo with the cards that are designed for Revo Army. Very annoying. But, oh well. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm done. Hope you guys liked that. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me go ahead and bust out the playmat page here. So big shout out to everybody who supports the channel, guys, whether you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, whatever you're doing to help out. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Big shout out to the VV Pirates playmat supporters. Hope you guys are enjoying your playmats. And last but not least, of course, the patrons. Thank you guys to everybody on this list for helping me out, just trying to keep the channel going, trying to keep the dream alive. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. All right, that's it, guys. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put them in the comment section below. And yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.